Tour returned to Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course featuring SVRA and scores of beautiful vintage race cars. The Mazda Miata Heritage Cup and International GT with a full field of modern Porsches, Ferraris, and new to the series, the Audi R8. First of all, we want to thank all the dedicated spectators that came out to support the 37th annual Vintage Grand Prix of Mid-Ohio. Early in the week, the weather forecasts were bleak, but Saturday and Sunday the weather was near perfect. Mid-Ohio is always a favorite for the drivers and spectators because it is a difficult track to master, and we had some great races in all groups to prove this. Let me start with an uplifting story about a young spectator that I have seen at this event for the past 6 or 7 years. For years, Dylan would sit with his family on the hill, and whenever the races went green or full course yellow or a checkered flag, he would wave a flag from the hill to help alert the drivers. Last year, I asked him why he was doing this, and he told me he always wanted to be a corner worker, but he wasn't quite old enough. This year, I am happy to report that he is now old enough, and I saw Dylan living the dream and working the corners at Mid-Ohio. And this weekend, we needed good corner workers because we had some full fields of cars, starting with my favorite, the smaller bore production cars. 40 cars signed up for this group, and the racing was intense throughout the field. John DeGaynor and George F. Ballback had an intense battle for first, swapping positions a few times. A large field of sports 2000s, and they had some of the best races of the weekend.
In the third spot begins to close in just a little bit, but some great battles behind. Really close one between the 77A and the 83, Rodney Kendall and Mark Coombs.
The ground-pounding big bore production cars are always a crowd favorite, and they did not disappoint. With the always fast Pontiac Firebird of Scott Graham, the Ford Falcon of Frank Markham, Mike Donahue and his 63 Corvette all mixing it up. Ultimately, though, it was Jody O'Donnell in his black 69 Corvette and Scott Borchetta in his red 72 Corvette finishing first and second in each of the races. Yeah, how was that for you guys?
Well, you know what? I'm going to keep racing until I beat them. You know, Jody.
It was exhausting. I kept waiting for that thing to fade, and you can't miss this color. And I was like, God, he just won't go away.
I think this is our first time for both of us here, right?
Yeah.
So Mid-Ohio Sports Car Track, great track.
It's great. I love it.
The Mazda Miata Heritage Cup was close as usual. Mark Cefalo and Jonathan Davis never got out of throwing distance of each other in all of the races. Mark Cefalo won race number 1, and Jonathan Davis won race number 2. As far as individual cars go, I think the crowd favorites were the Formula cars, like the 2015 Dallara Formula 2 car of Jerome Mee, or Malcolm Ross in the 1989 Ferrari 640 Formula 1 former Nigel Mansell car that just sounded amazing. The competition in International GT was fantastic as usual at Mid-Ohio. About half of this field calls Mid-Ohio home, so like always, we had some great racing with a full field of Ferraris and Porsches. But don't forget about the newcomer to IGT, Ken Twaits, and his Audi R8 having an epic battle for second with Tom Pank. Mark Sandridge won both races overall, but the crowds got to see great battles throughout the field with some fantastic cars. International GT is becoming a crowd favorite at this event. And this is an event with wonderful parties and barbecues Friday and Saturday night.
We're having a shrimp boil for all the Corvair folks and anybody else who's invited, or anybody that just wants shrimp.
We only brought 50 pounds of shrimp. I think we can feed a few people.
We had lots of cool cars come out for the car shows and parade laps around the track. You could test out a brand new Alfa Romeo and even get hot laps around the track. But the event, the race that everyone was waiting for, was the Corvair only feature race on Sunday. Everyone was amazed that there were this many Corvair race cars and owners that still somehow had these cars running. Who doesn't love a Corvair? And then to see this many fighting hard around this technical track, I can't think of a more entertaining form of racing.
Jeff Rapp and then Norman Latulipe in that fourth spot right now. The rest of the field all closely bunched together, and no detail here as they head around turn 6.
Norman Latulip came in third, Logan Dernoshik got second, and Jim Shark finished first in a really fun race to watch. Thank you to all the Corvair family for making this happen and having such a great time.
He took me to school. I think our cars were pretty even. He just outdrove me. So we're 1-1 now, Jim. We're 1-1. You got to race one more time.
You let me have it, didn't you?
No. Once you got behind me.
Well, that does it for the 37th Vintage Grand Prix of Mid-Ohio. What a fantastic event. Thank you to all of the drivers, crew, and especially the loyal spectators that make this event so much fun. We can't wait for the 38th.